Okay, so I like to give a special thanks to 4 people that was in my life and made an impact, real big impact on me actually. First, of course, well, not person, but first, of course, I got to give respect to the Most High for giving me the knowledge, wisdom, and power to actually even do this and make this possible. Because without him, without Allah, I would not even have this skills or anything like that. Secondly, my pops, my father, he taught me a lot of stuff. The list goes on and on. There's still things that I'm figuring out every day that I remember that he taught me. So I gotta give him his props. Love you, Dad. And then Dr. FLESHMAN. He just passed away back in 2020. I just actually came across his obituary, man, and you know, it took me a while to it was rough, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I cried a couple times. Boy, I mean, that man, he was a really, really, really good teacher. And then come to find out when I was reading his obituary, this man served as a correctional officer for 20 years at Sing Sing before he started teaching. I wonder why this dude, I was like, for some reason, I won't say he was scary. He was actually cool as heck. He was cool as one of the cool teachers I ever had in my life. But you respected him. That's what I'm saying. He gave off the energy, and he was smart. He was a doctor. He was super, super smart. And he figured out in life that it comes down to the kids. He said, because he'd been around adults, you know what I'm saying? He's probably studied definitely psychology, and seeing the result of kids that never had parents in their life and stuff like that. He said, I have to go back to the kids. And actually in their teenage years, or when they're going through puberty, is the most susceptible for change and all type of stuff. Like, he was brilliant man. Real quick before I jump into the next and final person, the most memorable moment I have to that man, I'm gonna put his obituary in the description box below. I was in class one day and I was going through a rough time at home with my parents because of divorce. I'm not gonna get into all that personal stuff. It was a lot. And that day in class we had a pop quiz because he was my science teacher when I was in junior high school. And I was one of his favorite students. It was only me and this Asian chick named Kim. I'll never forget her. We used to like compete of like who's gonna get the highest scores and stuff on the test and all stuff like that. People used to put it like this. People used to come for us to get their homework done and for answers and shit like that. Me and her. So in that day in class, we got a pop quiz. And anybody who's ever been in this class, what he used to do, he used to pull out a big bag of candy, bro. Like, I mean, I'm talking about, and it was a psychology thing. He could have had a little bag, but no, the bigger the bag, it was like it made you want it more. And then he would actually random question from whatever subject, whatever chapter that we was on, and he would throw you pieces of candy if you got the answer right, or whatever the case may be. So during the class, because I was going through things at home, I was acting out. I was talking. I was messing with other students that actually need to be paying attention in class because I was good. I was an A student in that class. So what he did, because he's a brilliant man, he made me go stand in a corner like a little kid. He said, you want to act like a child, I'm gonna treat you like one. Go stand in the corner. I was like, you serious? He's like, go stand in the corner. He's like, you want to be out in class or you want detention? You can go stand in the corner. I'm just like, all right. So I went and stood in the corner, and right when I went to go stand in the corner, he said, pop quiz time. I'm like, no. And like, I turned around and he said, turn back around. Mind you, like I said, he was a correctional officer for 20 years. So he has that authority. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to put the Tim down on you. So I'm standing in the corner, got my back against the wall. I mean, looking in the corner and stuff like that. And every time I go to like, look, you know what I'm saying? Cause I knew all of the answers. That's what pissed me. And he knew that too. He knew that that I like getting things right. You know what I mean? So, he was asking everybody's questions and I knew every last one. And it was pissing me off, and he knew it too. And every time I tried to turn around, he was like, all right, now you turn around again, I'm gonna put a dunce hat on your head. And then everybody in class laughed or whatever it can be. So then I was like, I just put my head in the corner and I was mad as heck, right? So then he asked a question that nobody knew. He said, what is Bernoulli's principle? Mind you, I was in 7th grade. I was a kid, right? He said, what is Bernoulli's principle? My dad is an aircraft mechanic. That's why I said my dad, I mean, he's a brilliant man. You know what I'm saying? And he taught me a lot of stuff. And I knew the answer. But I didn't want to say anything, so everybody got quiet. Even Kim, nobody knew. I said, she was like, but no, as a matter of fact, she couldn't even flip through her notes because he made you put all your notes away because it's pop quiz. You got to come up the top of the dome with it. So I said, when air pressure decreases. No, when speed increases, air pressure decreases. That's what creates a lift up beneath the wing. Because my dad's aircraft mechanics is something that I knew that he taught me and showed me and stuff, making paper airplanes, all type of stuff like that. And I mumbled it, and he said, "Who said that?" And I said, he said, "Say that again." I said, "When speed increases, air pressure decreases." And he looked at me in complete astonishment and shock. He was like, "Come sit down. I don't want to hear nothing out of you." And he threw me a piece of candy. And I was like a little kid. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I went and sat down and stuff like that. And after class, you know, he pulled me to the side. You know, he let everybody leave and stuff. And he was like, "Man, what's going on?" He's like, you're not acting like you. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to him. We sat down, and I pretty much told him what was going on at home, because you know he was not, after I read his obituary, he was a correctional, so it made sense that he knew that something was wrong, and he was one of those people that was real approachable. Like, you would open up to him, and I did. And I sat and I pretty much laid out everything that I was. Damn, she's making me about to cry. I sat there and laid out everything that I was going through at the crib, right? And he got quiet for a second, and I thought that he was gonna probably call social services or something like that. And I was like, oh crap, I done messed up and told this man some shit I wasn't supposed to. So instead, this is what he did. This is why I love this man, bro. He was a good teacher. He said, "That's what I'm gonna do for you." He said, "You still playing the trumpet good, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm gonna write a letter of recommendation to the School of Juilliard, to the School of Performing Arts for you." He said, "That's what I'm gonna do for you." He said, "I'm gonna help you get out the house." He said, "This will at least give you time away from them." You know what I'm saying? You'll be in band, or you'll be in school, and when you're not in school, you'll be on the stage somewhere with in the School of Performing Arts, and you know what I'm saying. Then, you know, hopefully you'll get a scholarship. He's like, "Man, all I want you to do is just go there and play." You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about nothing that you got going on at home. Anything, just go there and play and just do your best, and make sure you keep your grades up, okay? Because like he was explaining to me, like, man, if you do good, you can get a scholarship and a full ride to that school just from you playing trumpet. And I was like, "Man, you serious?" Like, "Yeah, I'm telling you." Like, "Listen, I've done this before with other students. Like, just do what I'm telling you to." I was like, "Man, I got you." I went to the school or whatever, and initially I was intimidated. I was intimidated because I was a little kid. I'm small, and you know, the high school kids, you know, they were big kids. They had, you know, facial hair, and the girls, you know, they were developed and stuff like that. But they took me and embraced me because they was intelligent. And I missed it, man. And they, you know, they was cool. It was such a vibe, man. I'm telling you, man, it was a beautiful thing. And we was playing orchestra music. It was just really, really nice. And I didn't end up going. Because my parent didn't want to pay $250 for the bus, for the bus back and forth for the summer, because it wasn't a regular, it was over summertime. That's what it was going to be for. And that was going to allow me to be able to get into that school. And she didn't want to pay $250. She didn't want to pay $250, bro. That's it. It was just for the bus rides. And I think I may be at my belief. And no, it wasn't even for the lunch, because they provided all that stuff. It was just for the bus ride because it was, you know, it was because I was in Yonkers at the time. So, and it was just for the bus rides. And yeah. So that never happened. So had to tell that story because, man, he popped into my head out of nowhere, and I went and looked him up, and I found out he's no longer with us. And I hope, you know, that his family, you know, see this. I'm probably gonna post it on their page or something like that. But he was one of the men that really, really made an impact on me. Man, I miss him, bro. He was a good dude, man. Man, I'm telling you, that man, he was somebody I know that I can go to, bro. Like, for real. He was a good dude. Anyway. So, oh, shit, I can't. Whew. So, alright. And then finally, oh, man, I probably should have saved him for last. Excuse me. So, finally, Franco Fontana. Right? This man right here was a world-renowned photographer. And y'all wouldn't believe me if I didn't have the proof. and he said something to me, and mind you, he speaks no English at all, straight Italian. There's gonna be a link in the description box below to his page and his biography and all stuff. And when he selected my picture, he told me, and like it was crazy because him and the translator's in the picture too. They went back and forth for a second. They went back and forth. And you know, he was like saying that I can't tell him this. He's a little kid. He was like, if this little kid's taking pictures of drug dealers on the corner, he can hear what I got to tell him. And he pretty much was like, yo, he's like, you know those guys? And I was like, yeah. He was like, man, you got some balls on you, kid, to be taking a picture like that. He was like, the lines, everything. He was like, man, he was like, I've taught photography and I tried to show people, like, you know, grown adults, like how to do things. He was like, you have a natural talent for this. This is something you were born with. This is not something that you learn. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I just got into it, whatever the case may be. And it was like a once in a lifetime chance. If you read the article, like, this doesn't happen. They don't even come to schools out in my area. They would only stay within the city limits. And he told me, he was like, listen, whenever you take a picture of something, he's a still picture man. He was like, whenever you take a picture, a photo, or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, you capture that moment in time forever. That is yours. You did that. It cannot be recreated ever again. And he was like, never. He said, I don't care, you know, whatever happens, never let go of that. That is you. You know what I'm saying? And this is an older man, and it's straight Italian. I don't understand. The translator's breaking it down. But what he was saying to me, and even though I was speaking in a different language, he meant every word he said. So I gotta definitely give him a great shout out, because it helps me to put stuff like this together. So not only did I meet a world-renowned photographer from Italy, then I ended up in the newspaper, and I got my photo selected to be shown at the Guggenheim Museum as one of the exhibits for that particular project. So it was really a big accomplishment. And I was only 11 years old. I was a little kid. I was a baby. So it said, Fontana also chose one of Gary Campbell's photos. In it, a group of young men gathered on a corner with the shadows casting long lines on the pavement. They were doing something illegal, very illegal. Gary, 11, said, they looked at me when I took the picture, but then they said, oh, it's okay. It's just Gary. It's a good picture. And they were straight. It was cool with it. They wasn't tripping. So if you got to pause it at the end, and I'll pretty much go through, you know, how the project was, and it's just like once in a lifetime. It doesn't happen. Like, the assistant principal at the school was married to somebody that worked at the Guggenheim Museum. That's how the project even came about. Had it not been for her and the planets aligning, you know, that project wouldn't happen. Like I said, you got to pause it or whatever so you can see and actually read through the article. And then last but not least, whatever, my boy Josh PILLAULT, because he was the one who really got on me about doing this whole channel thing or whatever. He's like, man, Garfield, you know how to do too much stuff, bro. You got to show these people what you about. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds a little ignorant talking to you, but he's like, you got to show people what you're made of. And like me and him, though, he was one of the ones at the facility that he was intelligent. He did not need to be there. Like, he's a kid. You know what I mean? He just said something stupid on the video game and they came and got him. He's not like what the current events for these kids going into schools and doing crazy stuff and killing people for real. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So make sure you go check out his channel. And you'll see he's very, very well spoken, very intellectual, and that's another reason why me and him clicked up so well. It's not even, I mean, it was because of the music and stuff like that. And yes, I know I'm Muslim, I'm not supposed to be dealing with the music and stuff like that, but hey, there's nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's a walk that I'm taking. You know what I mean? Some people live their whole lives and never perfect anything. You know what I mean? So you can judge me if you want to, but it allowed me to meet guys like this. And actually, like I said, I could have went to the School of Performing Arts, but that never happened, unfortunately. That wasn't my destiny. So with that said, I'm gonna run this short video and just show y'all a couple of clips and stuff like that, and so I can stay consistent with the video making, because I'm putting something together that's so crazy, like, and it takes time to put this out here because it's just a lot. So with that said, I'm gonna run this. All right, you guys, peace.
Thankfully, my family was very much helping me as much as they could whenever I was in there, and I didn't normally spend my entire limit, but I had enough to survive on while I was in there, you know. My first impressions of it, I went out to the rec yard that same day, grabbed a guitar, and a guy that would be the singer of the band that I was in for the next 2 years until I got my own group. I got my own band slot and then started singing my own original music with a bass player and a drummer. My boy Garfield Campbell. I'll actually put his YouTube in the description. I don't think he's uploaded in a while, but he got out and he's doing really well now. Super proud of him. He made a YouTube video about meeting me and stuff like that. I'll put Garfield's link down there, and my buddy Alan Hall, we started a trio, but I was still in this band with this singer. He walked up and saw me playing guitar, and he's like, "What kind of music are you into?" And I was like, "Metal." I was a metal purist back then. I fell in love with melody and, you know, jazz and blues and stuff like that while I was locked up and expanding my taste in guitar. He was like, "What kind of metal you like? You like 80s metal?" And I was like, "Man, I pretty much like all metal except for what I would call, you know, that radio dad rock metal." And I'm not going to shout out those bands because I'll immediately lose a bunch of subscribers, because boy, are those bands popular with a lot of fierce fans, and it's just like absolute trash music in my opinion. But he's like, "You like classic rock? You like Sweet Child of Mine?" And I could already play Sweet Child of Mine all the way through and stuff, and Crazy Train and all that, and we immediately clicked. A bass player came on the same bus as me, really, really cool guy. We called him Carney. He was a sick bass player, and basically a big day for music at that prison.
Okay, I try to keep this as short as possible, whatever. I know that that's why I really wanted to make this video, whatever came in biggie, because I started thinking about all the stuff that I was doing and trying to get everything together so I could bring to y'all the next chapters and the rest of the story. It's a lot. There's a lot of legal aspects to it that I really can't. It's hard for me to. I can't talk about certain things because I don't want to give certain things away and let my ops know what I know or whatever it can be, or where I'm going with this, right? I probably shouldn't have said that because that's even giving way too much. It's very, it's a lot. So, and then even with Josh, I haven't spoken to that man and I don't know. I can't even remember. I probably think the last time we made a podcast or something like that with Real Men's Talk Shit, I think that's the last time I spoke to him, that week or something like that. I just had to throw this in there real quick. Josh is the one who actually gave me this mic when I first started. So shouts out to Josh for that. Thank you, man. But he got a family now. He got 2 kids, whatever the case may be. So with that, it's gonna take up all your time, right? The men that I spoke about in the video, like I said, it is what it is. You go do your own research on it. The link's gonna be for each one of them in the description box below. It's a lot, bro. And some current events happened just recently that it was so crazy that if I told you this, you would not believe me, or you would be like, I don't know, it doesn't really sound right. But I'm showing you that my life would have been so much different had I had some real support and backing. You see what I'm saying? And it can still change for, well, actually it isn't. I'm gonna make it change for the better. I mean, it was already on the way. It's just I keep running crazy ass women. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy. I won't say I'm jealous of Josh, but this man, he's younger than me, got out and had 2 kids already. I still don't have any kids because I keep running these crazy psycho chicks. But anywho, let me not run off at the mouth anymore. Share, like, subscribe. Yo, matter of fact, hit that like button, bro. Get this joint pumping on the algorithm, bro. Share this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Share the other videos, whatever the case may be. Get people seeing this stuff, man. And I'm trying to gain justice, right? And you're gonna see where I'm going with this, right? Because it's to the point right now that I'm dealing with so much corruption that I can't go to the system. I don't trust the system for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the only time people like me or people that you don't hear about get justice is when it gets on the internet and it gets spread out. You know what I'm saying? Once it becomes mainstream media, then it's a problem. But a lot of the things that done to us, all our violations, constitutional violations, and just right and wrong, get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. So that's why I'm coming to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not BS. I'm coming to you for help. I'm literally getting choked out on the low. You know what I mean? People that may run into me outside or may see me in public and stuff like that, I'm going through it, bro. I just don't show it on the surface. You know what I'm saying? And I can't just walk around crying with a frown on my face all day. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. You feel me? But anyway, with that said, yo, like, subscribe, get this algorithm pumping, man. Share this stuff like crazy. And like I said, I'm trying to show y'all, you know, who I am. You know what I'm saying? We holding court in the street. All right, you guys, peace.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight.
Music licensing reimagined.